Let's start. Mr. Bounce by Roger Hargreaves. Mr. Bounce. Mr. Bounce was very small and like a rubber ball. He just couldn't keep himself on the ground. He bounced all over the place, and as you can imagine, that makes things rather difficult. Last week, for instance, Mr. Bounce was out walking when he came to a farm. She climbed over the farm gate, and can you guess what happened next? Can't you? He jumped down from the gate and bounced right into the duck pond. Bounce went Mr. Bounce. Splash went Mr. Bounce. Crack went the duck. The other morning, for instance, Mr. Bounce was in bed. He woke up and jumped out of bed, and can you guess what happened next? Can't you? He bounced out of his bedroom door and all the way downstairs. Bounce, 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 bounce. That happens quite often, which probably explains why Mr. Bounce leaves his bedroom door open every night. And after he had picked his up, Mr. Bounce went into his living room and sat down to think. Bounce! Mr. Bounce bounced off the chair and banged his head on the ceiling. Bam! When Mr. Bounce hit on the ceiling. Ouch! Said Mr. Bounce. This is ridiculous, Mr. Bounce thought to himself, rubbing his head. I must do something to stop all this bouncing about. He thought and thought. Hello, he thought. I'll go and see the doctor. So, after breakfast, Mr. Bounce set off to the nearest town to see the doctor. He was passing a tennis court when he tripped over a pebble. Bounced and bounced right into the corner when two children were playing tennis. And you can guess what happens next, can't you? The children didn't resist, and Mr. Bounce was a tennis ball and started to hit him with the tennis racket backwards and forwards over the net. Bounce! Ooh! Bounce! Ow! Bounce! Ouch! Poor Mr. Bounce. Eventually, one of the children had Mr. Bounce so hard he bounced right off the tennis court. Mr. Bounce bounced off the road towards the town. Oh dear, he said, feeling very sorry for himself. I've been bounced back, black and blue. A bus was coming along the road. Mr. Bounce decided that the safe place for him to be would be on it. He got and sat down, still feeling more than a little sorry for himself. The bus drove into the town. A bus stopped Right outside the doctor's, Mr. Bounce stepped out from the bus, and can you guess what happens next? He then stepped down on the pavement outside the doctor's. Oh no, not Mr. Bounce. He stepped out the bus and on the pavement and bounced in through the doctor's window. Dr. Monkey was sitting at his desk enjoying his mid-morning cup of coffee. Mr. Bounce sailed through the open window and landed. Well, you can guess where he landed, can't you? That's right. Splash! Coffee. Ouch! Mr. Bounce, the coffee was rather hot. Good heavens! Exclaimed Mr. Monkey. After the doctor had finished, Mr. Bounce out of his coffee and sat him on some blotting paper to dry out. He listened to what Mr. Bounce had to tell him. So you see, said Mr. Bounce, finally, you must give me something to stop me bouncing all over the place quite so much. Predicted the doctor. After some fruit, Dr. Monkey went to his medical kit and took out a pair of tiny red boots. This should do the trick, he told Mr. Bounce. Heavy boots. That should help stop the bouncing. Oh, thank you, Dr. Monkey, said Mr. Bounce, and he walked home on his red boot, bouncing lucky. That night, Mr. Bounce went to bed wearing his heavy boots, and he went to sleep. The following morning, he woke up and yawned and stretched and bounced out of bed. And can you guess what happened next? No, he didn't bounce down the stairs. He went straight for the bedroom floorboards and finished up in the kitchen. The end. Well, I guess you'll please subscribe and thumbs up. We'll see you soon. Thanks. Goodbye.